Hello and welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a program about the services and functions of Monmouth County government. I'm your host, Cynthia Scott. We are here at the construction site of what is going to be the new Monmouth County 911 Communications Center. And joining me right now is Monmouth County Sheriff Sean Golden. Sheriff, thanks so much for joining us today. Always a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Sheriff, this has been a long time coming. I mean, you have been working on a new center since you became undersheriff of the 911 Communications Center. Tell us about that effort and where we are today.
Sure. It's a combined effort, between the Board of Chosen Freeholders, the Monmouth County Sheriff's Office, the public safety users, and the municipalities. We embarked on a vision for a new 911 center. It's part of the strategic plan for Monmouth County. The Board of Chosen Freeholders chartered a strategic plan 2 years ago, and a new 911 center was budgeted for and part of that plan. Our current center is from 1982. It's aged. It has some old equipment in it, and it's an older facility, and it doesn't serve Monmouth County the way it needs. We have over 500,000 calls that come into the 911 center. We have operators that are in cramped quarters, so to speak, and we've outgrown our center, and it's somewhat outdated. So we're in the middle of a significant upgrade here.
Significant. We're talking about 43,000 square feet. Triple the size of the 911 Communications Center that presently exists. Can you give us an idea of what it's going to look like inside?
Well, we looked at a number of locations first, in the plan. And like as you said, the buildings have been in planning and production for the past 5 years. And we looked at a number of sites. We looked at alternate sites, if the Fort Monmouth buildings would be of any use to us, other county facilities. When it came down to it, the logistics and the operational technology, putting it behind our current 911 center was the way to go, particularly when it comes to transition. And as you said, it's a larger center, it's tripled in size, but a lot of that has to do with capacity. Our current center, we were at limited capacity in terms of shared services and consolidation for dispatch services and computer services and the like. This is going to give us the availability to open up shared services, and as you know, the Board of Chosen Freeholders, along with Freeholder Arnone and Freeholder Berry, being our liaison to the Sheriff's Office, have really chartered and embarked on shared services. But it's really a testament to all the freeholders. I mean, Director Robert Clifton, Freeholder Mallet, and Freeholder Curley have been so supportive of the effort here and getting the construction off the ground to see to it that we have a facility that's capable of sharing services with all 53 municipalities.
Absolutely, and that will be large enough to share those services.
Yeah, by far. This center will have the capacity to share services, dispatch services, and beyond, some technological services, IT services, to the 53 municipalities, and so we look forward to doing that. So it serves a couple of purposes for us. One, operationally today, we are at capacity, we're in cramped quarters, and we have some technology that is not up to date, and that will allow us to do that. Redundancy, security, operations. There's a number of factors that you have to consider when going into a facility like this, and that's why we ended up with this particular site. The county owns the land. It's right behind our current tower communications infrastructure, and we'll be able to tie in and keep that communications going, because 911 calls don't stop coming.
Exactly.
I said it's 24/7 operation, and it doesn't stop. And so we have to be able to transition into the newer facility and still maintain the calls coming in to the center and make sure that the county and the public is served. So
while it's happening, it's really location, location in a sense. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about, from a technological standpoint, interoperability is a word that we've been using regarding this new center. Again, interoperability includes shared services where first responders from all different towns will be able to communicate during a large-scale incident. How important is that? And
it's not just, we talk about communications, everybody thinks voice. We're talking data systems, IT services, being on the same software platform. The Board of Chosen Freeholders has graciously awarded us an upgrade for our public safety software, which will allow fire and first aid and police to be on the same software platform. I mean, that's important. And then when we go to voice communications, the new trunk radio system with additional tower sites around the county, not unlike this one that you see here on this facility, will service our public safety, our police, fire, EMS, emergency management, public works, all of those agencies that need to come together in a state of emergency.
So really they can all communicate.
And they'll all communicate through the center here.
Right.
All that trunk radio system and those data systems will all be tied in into a unified system here in the new communication system.
Local police departments can communicate with any other police department throughout Monmouth County. We know during 9/11 how difficult that was.
Sure, and you know, being up on the anniversary of 9/11 here, I mean, that was really what prompted this strategic plan for the county, both in communications, voice communications, data communications, and the new center, was the fact that we had some limited ability to tie everybody in together, and so that'll go away. With the new center, we'll have the ability to tie everybody in, both with data and voice communications in one unified center.
And like you said, Sheriff, this is part of the 5-year strategic plan, but can you give us an idea as to what the timeline would be?
Well, sure. I mean, as you can see, the construction's going pretty well. We're ahead of schedule right now. We're told by the project team that, you know, it'll be about a 16-month construction. Probably, you know, it is a technical building. It has built-in redundancy, 3 generators and some telecommunications that have to be redundant with Verizon and the like. So, you know, that's a 4 to 6 month process of installing electronics afterwards. So about 2 years from today, we should be able to move into the facility and get that operation up and running.
Absolutely exciting times for Monmouth County. Let's talk a little bit about the Regional Communications Center, the Shore Regional Communications Center that we announced in June.
Yeah, as a measure, you heard me mention about capacity and how we had limited capacity. We're opening up the Neptune. We selected a building in Neptune, and it's a Shore Regional building. It's meant to service that Shore region for shared services in the interim period, and you know, and that's going to be a good building down there. It's across from police headquarters and their Jersey Shore Medical Center. It's a good location.
It's at the Neptune Senior Center?
Yeah, and the old prior Neptune Senior Center. And it will service the Shore area there in terms of shared services. And it's really, we look at it as a good investment and a good short-term investment for us.
Absolutely. When it comes to the towns, have you already had requests either for the Regional Communications Center or the new one?
We have a number of requests from municipalities that are looking to shared services. And when we say shared services, again, it's, you know, everybody thinks maybe dispatch, but you know, the IT services or communication services, radio services, I mean, all of that is rolled into shared service, not just, you know, the dispatch in itself. So we do have a number of towns on the list.
Sheriff, how have you and Freeholder Are Known, as well as the other freeholders, been getting the word out about the new center?
Well, the Board of Freeholders have been doing very well at getting the word out to different events that they go out. Freeholder Are Known has been traveling up and down. Freeholder Bury has been out there. All the freeholders really have been out there kind of spreading the word about the investment the county is making into shared services, and you know, and it's coming together. And I think people see now, you know, some construction going on here. They see some movement down at the Shore Regional Communications Center, and so that has gotten a lot of inquiries and a lot of movement toward coming together for shared service.
Absolutely, and it's not just, obviously a large part of it is the new 911 Communications Center, but we're also going to have the Office of Emergency Management. Everyone operating under one roof.
Under one roof, yeah. Emergency management is part of the program here in the new facility, as well as some of those IT services that I mentioned and some of the specialized services of the Sheriff's Office, all wrapped up into one building. So if we do have a large-scale event, if we have a bad nor'easter storm, blizzard, hurricane, anything that may occur here in the county, it's all operated out of one center so that everybody has that real-time information and real-time data and real-time communications.
Sure.
So that's important. It's important, and it's important that we have redundancy in this center, and you know, that we have a backup center as well. So I mean, you know, the plan is coming together nicely. I think that this center, the Shore Regional Center, along with all the redundancy and security that's going into it, as well as all the telecommunications and data, will serve the public, you know, for years to come. It's an investment. You know, people don't realize that, you know, this is a 30, 40-year building here that we're talking about, and you know, much like we've been in our building since 1980, 1982. It's a long period of time, and so it's a worthwhile investment it doesn't get any more basic than serving the public safety and making sure that our people in Monmouth County are secure.
Especially with technology changing, not every year, but every day, really.
Yeah, that technology, trying to keep up with the technology is one of the things that, even in constructing the building, new phone systems come into play. How are you going to handle multimedia, text messaging, all of these systems, mapping, GPS, all of these systems that come into play while you're designing a facility. It's really a marvel to look at when we were in the planning stage.
Right. Now, Sheriff, you started with the Sheriff's Office as the Undersheriff of the 911 Communications Center, and I couldn't think of anybody more suited for that job, given your experience in emergency services as well as 911 communications with Toms River.
Well, I think it's helped us. When I say helped us, the project team, I mean, it's a team effort. We've had input from not only our staff, our public safety telecommunicators, our technology staff here, but we've taken the staff on the road, and we've been up and down the East Coast at centers in Pennsylvania and Virginia and New York, and looking at what they have done technology-wise, and how they have promoted their shared services and regionalization. And we've taken that and we've packaged that in, and I think that's helped. The basis of being a law enforcement officer and a paramedic in our community here in Monmouth County, and has helped me, transition into that and help guide the project team, to an effort that I think will be of great cause for the residents of Monmouth County.
Yep, of great cause and also of great cause, especially in these tough economic times. It's a cost savings to municipalities.
Yeah, when you talk about shared services, I mean, we're making an investment here, but the return on investment is that, those services that would cost towns, especially on the IT, the data sector, some of the telecommunications equipment that they would have to buy. I mean, when you look at, again, I don't look at shared services as just dispatch and personnel. I look at it as a broad spectrum of what goes beyond that in terms of contracts for electronic equipment and staff that they would have to otherwise employ to keep up with that equipment. So certainly having a regionalized center such as this will assist in shared services and really benefit the taxpayers overall in Monmouth County.
Sheriff, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right,
Thanks.
and that is all the time we have for this segment of Monmouth in Focus. For more information, you can go to www.visitmonmouth.com. I'm Cynthia Scott. Have a great day, everyone.